Inside Michigan Football is presented by Meyer.
1, 2, you know what to do. Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail to Michigan, the leaders and best. Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. Go Blue!
Hi again, friends, and welcome to a Big Ten Championship edition of Inside Michigan Football. Doug Karsh alongside the captain, John Jansen. And John, Michigan 13-0, third straight year here in Indy, third straight Big Ten Championship.
It feels amazing. This is an amazing moment for the program, for Coach Harbaugh, for all of these players. There are some guys in this program that all they know is winning Big Ten championships, beating Ohio State in Ann Arbor, down in Columbus. It's a tremendous moment and an accomplishment for this program.
Well, it wasn't easy. The Iowa Hawkeyes came into this game with a very, very stout defense, but we pick up the highlights early on with a play made by the Michigan defense. Oh, let's go to Jansen Vision.
Yeah, and I want you to watch Mason Graham right here. He's the defensive tackle. He's going to come off and attract the attention of this guard just by making contact and then coming across his face. And you got big Kenneth Grant here. He's going to loop out as well. It's going to open up an opportunity as Braden McGregor goes upfield for Mikey Sandristil to come off the corner and come right on the inside to be able to make a play. And as this play develops, again, Mikey shows the blitz is coming. Braden McGregor up. You got Mason Graham in and around. That opens things up for Mikey Sandristil to put a hit on, and we saw Mikey Sandristil. We're going to talk a lot about him, but that was a big way to start the game.
That forced an Iowa 3 and out. Michigan takes over here on 3rd and 4, 13 yards on a slant to A.J. Barner.
Yeah, I mean, the tight ends, we knew were going to be a big part of this offense.
Michigan drive stalls. This is a 4th and 7, and J.J. fires a fastball to Cornelius Johnson for a first down.
When protected, J.J. was accurate, and there were a couple of times where I think we saw some smoke coming off the back of that ball.
Points coming a premium. Here's James Turner, 35-yard field goal. He's been so good down the stretch.
You want to be able to get on the board first, and especially against a team like Iowa that is challenged offensively. 3 points, and obviously tonight 3 points would have won it, but you want to be able to get on the board and burst that bubble first.
So Iowa, their next possession. This is a 3rd and 12. Quentin Johnson makes a play for the Michigan defense, and that will force an Iowa punt. And they trust the freshman back there, Samaj Morgan. And what does he do? He makes a move, he hesitates, he gets up the middle of the field, and then it's a foot race. That's why they put him back there.
I know you probably get tired of me. Somebody out there listening probably gets tired of me saying, I love the ball in Samaj Morgan's hands because I think something special is going to happen. This is something special. And can you imagine the first time that you're back there in Big Ten play, wearing the maize and blue, wearing the striped helmet, that all of a sudden you're back there in a Big Ten championship game and you're called upon to return a punt. And it couldn't have been a bigger moment for him.
87 yards for Samaj Morgan, and 2 plays later, Blake Corum takes it into the end zone for his 54th career rushing touchdown. Michigan led it 10-0. Let's go to the second quarter. This is a 3rd and 3. Mikey Sandristil with a pass breakup.
Mikey Sandristil, whether he's covering guys one-on-one, he's in zone, he's in nickel, he's rushing the passer, is always making plays.
Wolverines get the football back from their own 20. First, Cornelius Johnson. This is for 14 yards. And then 10 more to Colston Loveland. Holding penalty set Michigan back. But here's Peyton O'Leary getting involved. A little down and out for 5 yards.
We saw Peyton O'Leary in the spring game. He runs really good routes, and it was great to see him get an opportunity here in the championship game.
Drive stalled. Michigan had to punt, leading 10-0. Here's Jalen Harrell and Big Kenneth Grant combining on a big tackle for loss.
I'll tell you what, Big Kenneth Grant, he was all over the field tonight, as was so many guys on defense.
This is a 3rd and 11 for Iowa. Mason Graham will tip this pass. Jaden McBurrow's in coverage. That forces an Iowa punt. Michigan, unfortunately, would go 3 and out, but after a short punt, Iowa with great field position. Here's a 3rd and 2, completed pass, but there's that guy again. Sandristil gets his helmet on the football, forces the fumble.
Yeah, I mean, his first one today, and just big plays all over the place for Mikey.
Chris Jenkins recovered the fumble. Michigan, however, forced to punt again. Iowa, this is a 3rd and 5, and we go to Jansen Vision once again.
And the whole goal for Iowa on this one is to get the ball out here to their wide receiver. They're trying to make a wide receiver scheme. Well, Josiah Stewart knows that there's no running back in the backfield. So as soon as you see your offensive linemen that are in front of you vacate and they avoid the trying to block right now, all of a sudden, Josiah Stewart recognizes it, knows that he can't peel on any type of running back. He's not going to be able to affect the play out here, so he goes right at the quarterback and makes him rush the throw, and in doing so, you can see him right there, splits the guard and the tackle. He gets right in the throwing lane of the quarterback, Hill, and is able to bat the ball down. I mean, we've seen so many different times this defense that Jesse Minter has designed get guys free going at the quarterback.
And they were just getting started. Iowa with just 2 first-half first downs. Michigan led at 10-0 at the break. We'll have second-half highlights when we continue on Inside Michigan Football.
Feels great, man. You know, the last ride out here with the game. Felt great to come out here, you know, get a 3-peat for sure.
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meyer, presenting sponsor of the 2023 Michigan football season and proud supporter of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest.
Just all the hard work, all the summer workouts, all the everything, all the treatment, all the injuries, just everything I poured into it just came right to this.
Wolverines led at 10-0. We'll go to second-half highlights right away. Michigan got the football first, hoping to set the tone for the second half, and they sort of did. They got the offense going. Blake Corum with a 6-yard run here, and then they bring in Alex Orji. This package is starting to get themselves some yards. Here's 5 more on the ground.
Yeah, it's nice little change up. And I'm kind of hoping as we get into the college football playoffs, we see this a little bit more. That threat of Alex Orji running the ball. We've seen his speed, we've seen his power, his ability to run through some tackles.
Here's a 3rd and 9. JJ finds Roman Wilson for 14 yards. You like this route?
Oh, I do. I think, you know, what I've seen from Roman Wilson and the fact that he finds ways to get open.
But that drive would stall. Tommy Dolman with another one of his patented punts that gets inside the 5-yard line. That's where Iowa would take over and set up this play. We go to Jansen Vision.
Yeah, and this is another one where I'm talking about Jesse Minter's defense, and you're going to have, you got this whole line. You've got, Mason Graham, it starts with him, but everybody is going to slant this way and attract the attention of all of the offensive linemen. And you got Mikey Samerstill out here, and you would think that these guys would say, what's Mikey Samerstill doing there? All of a sudden, he ends up coming off of the edge. That's going to leave this tight end who could be free, but you've got Mike Barrett. He's going to fight over top of this one, cover him, and there's nowhere for Deacon Hill to go with the ball. And all of a sudden, there's Mikey Samerstill with one of the plays of the game, getting a hit on Deacon Hill, forcing that one through. We initially thought it was an incomplete pass. And there you go, Josh Wallace, the one that handed the ball. But you could see clearly the ball was not in his hand as it was moving forward. I want you to watch right here. When that ball comes free, and Mikey Samerstill selling out, hand is not coming forward. Clearly, I know the Iowa sidelines did not agree. They ended up actually getting a penalty on that one.
Next play, Blake Corum. This run, he goes over 1,000 for the season and ties Anthony Thomas with his 55th career rushing touchdown. It was 17-0. Iowa gets something going. This is a 3rd down conversion. And then they go middle screen for another 10 yards. And this was about as much offense as Iowa had on the day. And they get to a 4th and 1, and they got a 6'3", 258-pound quarterback, and Michigan's defense stuffs the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, hey, when you could turn the ball over on downs, Jim Harbaugh said it after the game, that's as good as a turnover. And whether you've got Kenneth Grant in there, Mason Graham, I mean, you may have a big quarterback, but our defensive line is bigger.
So the Wolverines with the football back, this pass to Blake Corum nets 5 yards. And then Cornelius Johnson on an out route, good for a 1st down. Kalel Mullings would then carry for 7 yards, and that would set up a 3rd and short. And we didn't see a lot of this last week against Ohio State, but here JJ on a keeper.
Yeah, JJ, I mean, if he could just keep his feet, who knows what might have happened, but just got enough for the first.
That drive would eventually stall, and James Turner would come on, and he's been money, and he is money again from 48 yards. And the 3rd quarter ends with Michigan up 20-0. Let's go to the fourth quarter. Wolverines leading by the same score, and back to Jansen Vision.
Yeah, and I want you to watch. We've got 5 offensive linemen. They've got everybody else lined up wide. You got 3. You got trips to the right. You got double on the left there. And you've only got 5 to block 6. And let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they've got to make some tough decisions. And as soon as everybody slants this way, and this is a great design by Jesse Minter, then you bring Junior Colson up. You bring Mike Barrett up. Now all of a sudden, hey, we got to try and figure out how we're going to block 6 with 5. It can't be done. And the one that's going to be left unblocked is going to be Braden McGregor. He's going to put a hit on the quarterback. He's going to force this ball to be thrown early. When it is, you got Makari Page that's in position to defend that pass.
Well, the teams would exchange punts, and Iowa with the football now. Here's Braden McGregor again, and this forced fumble, and here's big Kenneth Grant falling on it. That was the 3rd lost fumble for Iowa, the 3rd one recovered by Michigan on the day.
Just a great move by Braden McGregor to be able to get around, beat the left tackle, get his hand on the ball.
And here's James Turner on, 3 for 3 on the day, a 36-yarder, and Michigan led it 23-0. Iowa desperate now. We pick it up with them looking at a 4th and 5, and Jaden McBurrows gets a pass breakup.
Yeah, I love the fact that Jaden McBurrows, you go back to that Maryland game where he made a tackle by basically using a Maryland defender on a running back. Now, last week we saw him get some time in the Ohio State game, and now in the Big Ten championship game. That's the whole goal throughout the course of the season, getting guys to improve so that they earn more time and giving them more time on the field.
Michigan takes over, JJ to CJ. That's his 9th catch of the game. Blake Corum had a couple of nice runs, and that would set up James Turner, who would hit. This would be his 11th consecutive made field goal, and this one from 50 yards, and that made it 26-0. Iowa, desperation time, 4th and 12. Derek Moore and TJ Guy combined for the game-sealing sack, and Michigan, John, is the Big Ten champion again.
Yeah, 3rd time in 3 years, 2 years now. Not a mar on the record. It's exciting. It's been fun.
We will hear from the head coach, Jim Harbaugh, next. Later, we'll go inside the Michigan locker room here on Inside Michigan Football.
These things don't come often, and I'm just not going to take it for granted. And, after this, Sunday rolls around, we're on to whoever we play next and, focus on getting better every day.
Our conversation with the coach is brought to you by Meyer.
Coach, 3 in a row. How's it feel?
It feels great. Great relief. Having to win every game, and the playoffs started 3 or 4 weeks ago in our mind. Just everything put in front of us, every challenge put in front of us, every new challenge put in front of us. I mean, these guys have, they've never shied away from the moment, and that's all we asked them to do tonight was, give it everything they got and give it their very best, and they did that and then some.
So you just set Mackey Samerstill on the Big Ten stage there, MVP of the game. What does it mean for you to be able to watch him and the performance that he had?
He's like a son, without a doubt. Just an incredible game. I mean, it's just game after game with Mike Samerstill. He's just that difference maker. When a big play needs to be made, he makes it. Did that again tonight. Such a super stop. Another great tackle by him. I mean, the great tackles have added up. I mean, we could put together a highlight tape. And that one that got that ball out, I mean, that took points off the board for him.
When the defense needed to, you guys were able to step up. Whether it was Mikey Samerstill, Braden McGregor, Jalen Harrell, everybody contributed to this one.
Sure was. I mean, I think we had the 3 fumbles and then the 4 fourth down stops. I mean, that's like 7 turnovers. So incredible job of our defense. Jesse Minter called a fabulous game and set our offense up in great field position, along with Samaj Morgan flipping the field. I think he was 87, 90, 87. Yeah, incredible. Just a freshman. That's another guy. I mean, when a play needs to be made, he's going to make one. He makes a play a game.
And how about James Turner? 4 field goals. So I think the last one was 52 yards?
Yeah, 50. I think it was 50 at least. When I looked at it, it looked like 50. And I said, well, he made a 50 last week in the weather. So, man, has he been special. I mean, if you could have picked one, it was just impossible to pick a player of the game last week. But he was right there in the top top 3-4 consideration, and came through again tonight. I mean, such a stud.
And then finally, Coach, Zach Zinter accepts the Big Ten trophy. It was a crushing loss, but we've seen him be tough as nails. Why keep him a part of this at such an important moment?
Well, he had said that. We were in the hospital the night he broke his leg. He just said, "Coach, I'm going to be there," and so we'll do everything in our power to bring that to life. And team, we talked about it as a team last night, and that's who they wanted to accept the trophy. So I thought it was beautiful, and you just can't underestimate the toughness, as you say, when he got hurt and he's on that cart. There's no grimace, there was nothing. I mean, he just looked at his teammates and gave them the thumbs up, the fist, and there's no question that rallied our team. So we missed him tonight, but yeah, I mean, who else to receive the trophy than Zach?
Well, congratulations, Coach. Really proud of the team and proud of you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Head coach was happy. Things went well for him at the end of the year in spite of having to sit out some games, and now it's off to the playoffs for Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, he built a program that's self-sustaining, whether he's there or not, which is, it's unbelievable. To be able to go to Happy Valley, get a win, Ohio State win, now here in the Big Ten Championship to cap this, and then, like you mentioned, third time in a row to be able to go to the college football playoffs.
We go inside the Michigan locker room next with our Ed Kengerski here on Inside Michigan Football.
Our Elro Steel Ironman of the Week is Samaj Morgan. The freshman from West Bloomfield produced the most exciting play of the day, an 87-yard punt return to set up the only TD Michigan would need, the first return of his young career.
It feels great, man. Last couple of years I've been watching on TV, celebrating at home. But, man, it just feels great. Like, just to see all the seniors' faces, the older guys' faces, man, I'm just glad to be here. And I'm glad I got to do what I'm glad I got to do whatever to help the team win.
Special teams and defense carried the night. Michigan held an already anemic Iowa offense to 155 total yards.
We always trying to make it easy for our offense, always know that. We always want the game on us. Whenever the game's on the line, we want our number to be called, man. So that's the kind of defense we play. We knew that they had a great defense coming in. We knew we had to play defense, hold them to minimal points. And, that's kind of what we came out here and did, definitely.
Coaches said this game, radiated shocking effort from every single play, from every single position. It's one of our biggest goals. So, we're excited to look at the tape, but, feel really confident about the way we're playing ball right now.
Winning a third consecutive outright Big Ten title is special, like historically special, the first such three-peat in program history.
It's a blessing, just knowing all of the greats, alumni that's come through here, the great players, and just be able to be the first to get the three-peat, to beat Ohio State 3 times and win the Big Ten 3 times, man, it's great, man. Great feeling to be able to bring this to the team, bring this to Coach Harbaugh, bring this back from Michigan.
It's definitely amazing just knowing years from now I could say that no team has ever done this and just reflect on the past from now.
Blake's 2 touchdowns give him 55 for his career. That ties him with Anthony Thomas atop Michigan's all-time list. And Blake is also the only player in the country to score in each and every game this season. For Inside Michigan Football, I'm Ed Kengerski.
It feels like home, tremendous, accomplishment for our team, but, that's just one of our goals down, and we got 2 more to go.
It just feels amazing, but, we can't be too happy. We know what's coming some weeks from now, so we just got to lock in and get prepared for that.
It's definitely a special night, winning the 3rd ring and whatnot, making history. But like I say, this year it kind of felt for me like, all right, bro, we've been here before, like, it's time to go finish the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool seeing the confetti and all that. Like I say, we gotta get back to the drawing board, find out who we're playing tomorrow, and get right to it, get right to work.
So the Wolverines get the win, and now it's off to the college football playoff. We await the matchup, but there's a lot of chaos. It's nice when the chaos has nothing to do with you and your team.
Oh, yes, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see what happens come noon.
The Wolverines off to the college football playoff, and John Jansen on the way down here. You always make a stop and get your breakfast at the same place?
I do, and we put in the GPS that goes to Ugaldi's every single time. It's become kind of a family tradition. I get the skillet. It's the special skillet. We put gravy on top. There are vegetables. I would be, other than the sausage gravy, Doug Karsh approved.
Yeah? Well, I'm proud of you for eating vegetables.
Yes, you cover anything in gravy, and it's probably going to be edible.
Hey, we got lots more to do on Inside Michigan Football, a playoff game. Stay tuned and check your local listings for the next edition of Inside Michigan Football. So long from the Big Ten Championship. Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meyer, presenting sponsor of the 2023 Michigan football season and proud supporter of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest.